Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who, as we mentioned earlier this week, is apparently on Donald Trump's short list to be a possible vice presidential candidate, sent a message to children across the state of Arkansas by signing a new piece of legislation this week. And that message is, get off your butts and get to work. Huckabee signed the Youth Hiring Act, which effectively undoes about 90 years worth of child labor protections in the state of Arkansas. Here's what happened. The Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938 banned the employment of kids younger than 16 in any occupation or those younger than 18 in especially dangerous jobs. And then this week, Huckabee Sanders decided, you know what? We know better than the federal government over here in Arkansas. We can decide what to do with our kids, and if we have a 13-year-old that wants to go work in the factory, by God, let them go to work. We're no longer going to have those restrictions that say that you can't work a high schooler till midnight when they have school the next day. That's just preposterous. This legislation, and of course pending legislation in states like Wisconsin and Iowa and pretty much all over the country right now, it's not to help struggling families who need their kids to work. It's not to give these kids a leg up in the workforce for those who don't want to go to college, they want to go straight to work. That's not for them either. This legislation is a massive gift to corporations. As the New Republic pointed out, the bill's passage comes after Hannah Dreyer's shocking New York Times report revealing a shadow workforce of migrant children across industries in every state, like 12-year-old roofers in Florida and Tennessee, or 13-year-olds in Michigan making auto parts on an overnight shift that ends at 6:30 a.m., or in meat plants from Alabama to Minnesota. So we already have an epidemic of corporations breaking child labor laws here in the United States, and a lot of them are actually using migrant labor to do it, so it's a lot harder to track the violations. What this legislation that Huckabee Sanders has signed, and again, you've got other pending legislation, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, New Hampshire, it's just to make it legal. Like, okay, these companies are getting in trouble for hiring child laborers. Let's just make it legal so now they're not in trouble. It's not protecting kids, it's putting kids in danger. It's not helping struggling families who may need their 15 or 16-year-old to go to work. It is a massive gift to corporations because now they have this new pool of labor that they can pull from. And it's a very renewable source of labor too. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but for the first 90 days of employment, any minor working anywhere in the United States, for the first 90 days, can be paid as little as $4.25 an hour. That's federal law. So not only do you have a renewable source of labor, if a kid gets hurt, there's another kid right down the street, you can just replace them. Or if it's a migrant kid, you just ship them across the border and wait for another one to come back over. But you also save money because you're paying them $4.25 an hour. This is abuse. But now, in states like Arkansas, thanks to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, it's legalized abuse of children. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you want even more Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to like, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe. And don't forget, you can find me on all social media outlets at Fair and Balanced.